Welcome back to the Stoop, football fans. It's your boy Lolo. Sorry for being a couple minutes late, but like Jimmy says, Bremer's Ghost there, it's like waiting for VAR. Yes, it is. You're waiting for that VAR review. I'm getting my makeup done, as John so lovingly said. But what I was actually doing was noticing that my beer fridge was empty and had to run up and grab some beers. So today's sponsor is not these guys, but this is what I'm going to have. So happy Friday, everybody.
Come on, hurry up.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Nice little
I've been waiting for you.
pop of the top.
Cheers.
Me too. Hey,
Cheers.
first one since New Orleans. So here we go.
It's only a day.
Since Monday, then. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Hope you all have had a fantastic week. It's been a busy couple of weeks for Mark and I. Apologize straight away for not bringing much content over the past 2 weeks. We have been absolutely slammed with work. And but we've been following the football and following the shows. Thank you so much to Ben and Tom and via Martine and everybody else who filled in for us last Friday. We are back at it today. Tomorrow is going to be a lovely day here in Brooklyn, and we have a block party, so I'm going to have the TV out on the stoop all day long watching football, hopefully capping off a Saturday of football with a Leeds United victory over Liverpool. I mean, one can hope, right? That being said, there is a lot to talk about that has been going on. First, before we get into that, I just want to say hello to all the Stoop crew members. Oh, this one's giving me hiccups already. All the Stoop crew members who have been in here commenting already. Ping Cushing, good to see you, my man. Jimmy Bremer's Ghost. Who else did we have in here? They were having a long conversation, I see. Ben Ireland is on his way home. Hopefully he'll get here in time for some shit talking. Macronomical, always good to see you, my fellow Gooner. We are going to discuss what is going on with Arsenal right now as well. Ben, Arizona, good to see you. You finally got a decent time to watch Leeds United play. Poor Arizona Leeds fans have to watch those early morning games at like 5 in the morning or something like that. That's crazy. Bandy, good to see you, my man. Naked Attractions. Danny Rumsey, good to see you as well. Who else do we have? There we go. Yeah, of course. All right. No chance Liverpool. Liverpool are back. Gonna do damage. Yeah, of course. Probably. But one can hope, right? Graham Wood Robinson, good to see you as well. 11:45 a.m. kickoff. That's drinking time already. So, yes, lots going on. People talking about Jesse Marsh getting the sack, getting the boot. And first of all, I don't feel like it's right. Like, okay, this is his last match. If he doesn't beat Liverpool, are you fucking out of your mind? Like, come on, this clearly is not his last match. If he loses to Liverpool, I don't care if it's 9-0. It's still Liverpool. It's not a good litmus test for where you are right now. And in all honesty, it would be a very Leeds United thing to do, is not be able to beat these other clubs and then come in and beat Liverpool and then lose next week to Bournemouth. Like that's what Leeds United has been doing lately. I wonder if Leeds United fans are looking back at that Chelsea match going, maybe we would have been fine with a draw or a loss if it meant we beat the teams we were supposed to meet. But we'll get into all of that when we got more Leeds United people in the house. We're also going to be discussing Arsenal. Are they falling? Are they slipping? Are they tired? What's going on? Is this the beginning of the end for Arsenal? Pump the brakes. We'll get into all that. And then the second half of our show, please stick around for the second half of the show in about an hour, where we will do a deep, hard dive into the next 3 matches for all the clubs and see what needs to happen, what these teams need to do in their next 3 matches before the World Cup break. Very, very important. But not quite as important as me getting to talk to my co-host, my lovely co-host, who's dying to get on here and talk about Wolves probably, but nobody pays attention to Wolves. Let's get him on here, Mr. Mark. Good to see you.
What's going on, beautiful people? So
How are
good
you,
to
my
be
man?
back after a week or so of some near back-breaking work. If anything, it was very, very sleep deprived,
But very lucrative.
Very lucrative.
Quite lucrative.
And I will say that the much like Jerry Lee Lewis, the rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated.
You mean Jerry Lewis? Hey, the flavor.
Did I not
in the
say
name?
Jerry Lee
No,
Lewis?
No, you said Jerry Lee Lewis. I was only kidding.
Right.
I like when Lolo does the Jerry Lewis imitation.
Yeah, when they go, I'm a Wolves fan. Oh no, I'm live and we're gonna lose. We don't have a manager. Oh
We
no.
like it. We like it with the Neves and the Neto and the Jimenez. But right now, I gotta tell you. Later, I will tell you much what I think later.
Wait, so do you have a manager?
No.
You guys aren't going after Stevie G?
Day 30.
Bruno?
Wolves have yet to find a
going back
manager.
to Nuno?
Oh
go
my
from Nuno
God!
to
Let's
Bruno
talk.
to Nuno?
Let's save that diatribe for the second half of the show when we talk about the next three matches. But look.
All
if
right.
I'm going to take a moment and talk about Wolves, and I will take.
We don't have to. We don't have to.
I will take
We don't
1
have
minute
to.
and 10. I will take 1 minute and 10 seconds. There are so many disgusting rumors floating around Molyneux right now that I'm just beside myself. Nearly a month without a manager, and I think we've only scored like 2 goals in a month.
Which is on par for Wolves, by the way.
Fine. That's true. That's very, very true. But we also used to be known as the team that didn't give up goals. And we are a bit civvy right now in the back, like a sieve, like you pass through things and whatnot.
Connor Cody.
But I think there's a lot of teams right now that have problems, and we'll be addressing those a little bit later on.
All right, Mark.
In the meantime, it's really great to be back on camera and in front of all you folks.
Me too, man. Hot take. Does Jesse Marsch make it to the World Cup break?
Let's just put it this way. The drubbing last year that Liverpool gave Leeds spelt pretty much the end of Marcelo Bielsa. Will history repeat itself?
So you're not answering the question. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Hot
We know
take.
what happened last year. So you guys got. I mean, was it something like 9-0? I mean, it was it got smacked. I seem to remember, and like if it wasn't that game, it was the next game when you lost to Tottenham that got Bielsa sacked. So is history going to repeat itself? I have no idea. If I'm Leeds, I'm hanging on to Marsh. I'm giving him the time and the chance to do it because of that effort against Arsenal. You know, but you know, a lot of people can flip that coin and go, yeah, we haven't won since August.
Yeah.
And Leeds has not won a match since August.
Yeah. To me, my hot take on that is a lot of this, a lot of Leeds United, a lot of the matches that they've been playing, a big portion of the match, they look like the better team. So that means the setup is there. It's happening, and I looked at a stat where Brendan Aronson and Jack Harrison are providing the most chances in the league for a duo. They're providing the most chances, and there's the fewest goals. So to me, that's like how, and you saw it in Jesse Marsch's interview today, where it's like he's pissed off, and he doesn't want to throw the players under the bus, but he's like, I can't put the ball in the back of the net. It's kind of like Giselle coming out for Tom Brady going, he can't throw the ball and catch the ball. You know, if somebody would catch the ball. So
we don't have to worry about that nonsense anymore.
I want a divorce. Well, no, didn't they? It's official now?
Not only is it official, but it was probably the most least talk about or under the radar celebrity divorce that we've seen in the history of media. I mean, it just
it just went straight to jokes.
It went straight to we're divorced, So this is probably why he took the break in the preseason, and he was excused because I think their lawyers were just hashing it out, and I think the only thing that they hashed out was probably custody between the children, because they both have their own money. There's no need to go, well, you have to pay me an alimony, because I'm guessing that Giselle has more money than Tom Brady.
Pardon me, but I could give fuck all about Tom Brady. So
I
moving
can't
on.
stand him. I want him to be known as a cheater for the rest of his life.
Hot take, Mark. Hot take. Has Arsenal's downfall begun?
Yes and no.
Oh, you're just going to stay in the fucking middle all day long?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, you guys have 5 matches.
You answered my first hot take with a question.
You have 5 matches in 2 weeks. And I think that it could, I think toward the end, you guys are going to be looking forward to the big, hopefully Arteta can keep them focused. I don't think a draw against a very stingy Southampton team is all that, although y'all will talk about the officiating and the 17 yellow cards that Laoka should have gotten. And then your performance in Europa was pretty dismal. But I do think that's fatigue, but you get the great equalizer coming up next. You get Forest. Now, they did beat Liverpool. Are they finding their legs? Maybe, but Arsenal is much more dynamic than Liverpool, and I think you guys are going to be fine, and we can talk more about that when we talk about the final 3 games.
Yeah, I agree with Macronomical down here where he says, Lolo, let's be honest, Arsenal haven't played well since the Liverpool game. Just hang on until the World Cup and buy in January. I agree. We have not played well, and we didn't even play. I mean, we played well against Liverpool. We played well, but still not the top of what I thought they could do. And I agree with Bandy here. Arsenal are just getting started. That's what I feel. I felt like these were bound to happen, and you can see. We'll get into all that, but my hot take is no. This is not the beginning of the end. Or the beginning of the downfall for Arsenal. And I'm actually not going to complain too much about the refereeing, Mark, as you said I would, even though there is plenty. I'm sorry, you put your hands around someone's throat? Is that not a card? You punch somebody in the back? Is that not a card?
But we don't. We don't
try
see
to
that
headbutt somebody?
consistency. We don't see the consistency in the league. How many WWF takedowns has Harry Maguire gotten away with?
But those are tackles.
None this season
But those are tackles, Mark. Those are tackles.
Jordan Henderson gets away with a lot.
But Mark, those are tackles. Those are tackles.
I totally understand.
Those are tackles.
I know what those are.
This is an act of violence. He tried to headbutt Nketiah. And if you look in the rules for red card, it's the attempt to headbutt is a red card. He punched Gabriel Jesus in the back, missed, and then went again and got him in the back. And it's like, Gabriel Jesus is like, can you look at that? He fucking punched me. He punched me and missed, and then punched again. So to me, I don't think Arsenal played well enough to deserve more than a draw in that match. So that's why I'm not going to harp on it. Besides those, I'm not going to talk about the ones that are debatable tackles. I'm talking the dude put his hand around Nketiah's throat. Sorry, he shouldn't be on the pitch. Even though he was very fun to watch as a defender, he was very fun to watch doing bicycle kick clearances and shit. But Arsenal didn't play well enough to win that match, and they didn't deserve it. They didn't deserve that. And then the midweek, no. I was like, good. Every single goal that PSV got that got called off, I was like, just give it to them. We're not in it today. And Nketiah is garbage. He's just garbage right now. All right, Mark. Well, those were our quick hot takes. We took up a third of the devoted time that we had to the first half of the show. We got some people waiting backstage. And I would love to bring on some Arsenal backup, but that's going to lead us into more Arsenal talk, which we'll get into later. So I'm going to bring in our West Ham United fan, Mr. Brawley Darbin. Get in here, son.
Hey, what's going on, Brawley?
Good to be back. It's been a while. I'm just stoked to talk to you guys about your trip more than anything.
Oh my God. Is my internet crap? Is that what's happening?
I have no idea, but
everybody's is fine.
I can't see or hear him. I see the box, but I can't hear him.
I'll take him out.
Brawley, our trip was absolutely fantastic. He's back. He's gone. He's back.
What about now? Can you hear me now, Nick?
Lolo, can you see?
Lolo,
can you see Brawley?
I see the box and I can hear you talking to him, but I can't. So you guys talk amongst yourselves. Here's a topic.
We gotta talk amongst ourselves here.
I'm gonna reboot.
The trip was absolutely fantastic. London was very, very cool. It was my first time. I know that Lolo had been there a couple of times before.
Yeah.
To see a match in
Hi, Lolo.
To see a match at the Emirates was beyond an experience that I could ever hope for. And then the pre and post match debauchery at the Trollinger, was that the name of the bar? I always get it wrong, but that was in itself an absolute treat, where not only are we like basically sardined into like this little patio area, getting good and lubed up, but then watching post match all the players and coaches drive by, and they stop and they wave, and that was a pretty cool experience to see.
Yeah, I was living vicariously through you guys. I love when people go over because it makes me so envious. I love going over to London any chance I get. So I was living vicariously through you guys for that. Looked like you guys had a blast. I know the Leeds game was a bit drab, but the Arsenal one was couldn't have picked up.
I honestly think
Leeds itself was an amazing place. Like there came a point where they're like, Lolo, come on, let's go. And I'm like, where the fuck are we going? And they're like, we gotta go to the match. I was like, oh shit, there's a match. Oh yeah, because I was like done. I'd had
well,
so
true.
much fun.
The game is usually secondary. I find it's about the away. It's about the day out with the lads, and you guys were with all of your.
It was so much different for the North
friends.
London derby because I was a bag of nerves for that.
Yep.
So anyway, great to see you, Brawley. Hot take: does Jesse Marsch last till the World Cup?
Yes. He does, and he should. He deserves it. I think it would be criminal to. I think it's foolish when you get rid of your two best players and a manager who hasn't even been there a year. When you don't think that you. I think for me, and I'm not a Leeds fan, but I was expecting them to at least hover around the relegation zone. I think I hoped and expected them to finish outside of the bottom three, and I think they will under Jesse Marsch. But I think it would be foolish to end the Jesse Marsch reign. And this is just from an outside perspective, and as a guy who likes Jesse Marsch. But I don't know. I think he should at least get until the World Cup to try to right the ship. He hasn't had enough time, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, instead of the Arsenal hot take, West Ham hot take. Is your poor run over? Have y'all figured shit out? Can you beat Manchester United this weekend, please?
I think we most certainly can. I mean, we should have beaten Liverpool too last Wednesday.
Chelsea as well.
Yeah, and well, we got robbed against Chelsea. I mean, that's another story.
That's a known fact.
Yes,
that you guys got robbed. I think they even came out and said.
They did. Them and the Newcastle one they came out and said, and ours they came out and said was categorically wrong, which is ironic because it's a friend of mine's brother refereeing that game, Andy Madley. And Bobby Madley, actually, he just got appointed his first Premier League game back. He's He is refereeing Brentford Wolves this weekend. So good luck to you, Mark.
He's no longer allowed to talk to you?
No, he can talk. He can talk to me. He can't be on social media anymore. So I was pleased for him that he got that appointment. But long story short, do I think we can beat United? Yes, I do think we can beat Manchester United. Do I think we will? No, probably not. David Moyes just sets up so negatively in the first half of games, especially against stronger opposition. Liverpool, we showed them all the respect in the world. They were there for the taking. We got a lucky penalty at the end of the half. We missed it. The second half, we were the better side. I just think if Moyes goes for it and plays our best 11, we can do it. Do I think that will be the case? Probably not. And I think we'll more than likely lose or draw the game, but I hope I'm wrong.
All right. Sorry to rush you on all that, but thank you for burning through that. But we do have 3 guys waiting down there, so we're going to bring them in as well. Yep. And feel free to talk over them and tell them they suck because they support other clubs, Brawley. First off, he's been waiting here the longest. I think he's there. He just cannot afford a single light bulb in his house. Are you there?
Did you notice that he rearranged the furniture? His apartment looks so much more spacious now.
Oh, Brawley looks fantastic.
Yeah,
Brawley looks great, but I was talking about Mr. Tom.
Oh, good. Let's bring in Mr. Tom. I think he's here, or he's not here. Oh,
oh my goodness.
Oh, Jesus. I see you put your good makeup on.
What's going on, you creep?
What's going on, you creep? Is that the inner Leeds fan coming out? Is this how all Leeds United fans feel right now?
Hello, everyone.
I think it's his version of the black phone.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Great. All right. Well, that was Mr. Tom, everybody. So, Mr. Tom, you want to do your hot takes, or should I bring Gary in?
Yeah, I like to see Gary's face when I tell him things he's not going to like. So.
All right, let's bring Gary in and get Gary's hot takes on this. Gary, what's going on?
Hello, Lolo, Mark, Brawley, and I don't know what that is. I'm sorry, people.
I mean, he's looking better than ever, I gotta say.
He does
looks
look.
He actually ate something.
Yes.
His pallor is so much more.
He's let out his hair as well. I think, right? He let his hair down.
And sometimes he doesn't smile, and this one is really working for me. It's really working for me.
He's got 2 smiles, or what is that? I don't know. That is supposed to be like a gap in the mouth. I don't know.
All right, Gary, we're just gonna continue with this format that we did not discuss in our production meeting today that I've just kind of run with. So Gary, hot take: will Jesse Marsch make it to World Cup?
Oh yes, definitely. As Brawley said, I mean, it's not like he doesn't come with what many people say is receipts. I think he's come from a quality establishment, right, in terms of his management that he's done in the past. So it's going to take time. This isn't something that's just going to be fixed like that. I think he's setting you up for the long term. It's going to take time now. It's going to take time. So I think they're just going to have to wait this thing out.
Along with that, do you think Arteta's success with younger players, unproven players, and plus time, and not that Arteta has accomplished anything, but he's starting to show payoff, do you think that buys a manager like Jesse Marsch more time? And I'll open this up to Brawley and everybody after Gary gets in his word.
Yeah, I think
do you think that success starts to change the management's mind a little bit of like, okay, see what happens when they gave him a little time and they let him have his way with all the players? That doesn't sound right. Lubed up, having his way.
I know
with
you guys
the players.
I just don't.
Happy Friday, everybody! I'm out.
Place. I don't know where it's going, but it's going there. No, I think like anything else, I've always said since Arteta's got in there that we're gonna have to wait, but I don't want to. That's basically the way I phrased it. So, and I think we're seeing what happens when you do take your time and you just, you go through all of the growing pains of working with, in this case, a young manager, and actually going in there and basically scorching the earth and letting it, and then putting down some seeds and then letting the seeds grow. That's where we are right now. We're seeing the seeds grow and we have something good. Now, if you don't continue to water the plants, they're going to dry up and die. And that's what everybody said. We're actually seeing what looks like the potential for some fruit this season. So we're going to have to probably buy some more trees, buy some more plants, right? So
Yeah.
And when you're supposed to do that, when you see an opportunity to take advantage of it, you should take advantage of it, because that's where we are right now, top of the league.
Trees,
And everybody out there is looking at Arsenal, and they have
me.
nothing bad to say about us. They're
All
biting
them
their
goddamn trees you buying, them dogs are gonna come along and piss on them.
Exactly.
Let me tell you something.
Did I use the
Let
wrong
me
analogy
tell you
here?
something. The
Gary,
time
the
is-
only
the
philosophical
time-
things we do are
The
lube
time
Now
is
everybody's
right
gonna jump on
for
my
Arsenal.
trees.
This
Everybody's
is,
a dog out there. Is what
Never
you're saying.
gonna be a season.
You're all dogs. Woof woof. I get it.
If they do
Hey,
sack
look.
Marsh,
This is what I got to say about Arsenal. If this is their season, this is the season that they have to make it
Everybody
happen.
keeps saying this is
Because
the season.
as it
and this is
sits
not.
right now, you can't blame anybody else but Arteta at this point. You
So
spent the
it's
money.
Actually, it's more than Arteta,
You got the
right?
players,
It's more
and
than Arteta.
you've come out to a really great lead, and we're at the point in the season where, like, the threats are questionable. We don't know, we still don't know who Liverpool is. We still don't know who Man U is. If you guys choke this one away like you did last year, he's out. It's all on him.
I will tell you this.
It is
I will
all
tell you this.
on him.
We had a test. We just had a test on Thursday. We failed it. We just had a similar test to what we saw last season. You are guaranteed to be in the knockout round. Now go and win the group. Test number 1.
Or fucking
Failed.
bench everybody.
Failed.
Fucking bench
We
everybody.
failed the
You
first
know
test,
we were
right?
leggy against
So,
Southampton. Fucking
yeah.
bench everybody.
Yeah.
Play fucking Vivian Medema would be better than Eddie Nketiah. I mean, no offense to her. She's fantastic. I'm just saying, like.
No. So we failed the first test as far as I'm concerned. We'll see what we do on this Thursday, but got to go play on Sunday first. So we'll see how the team reacts
and Gary,
to the loss.
Gary, Mark, I actually agree with you on that. Like, right now we've gone off to a kicking start, and everybody starts to think Arteta's untouchable. He's doing everything right. We've done nothing, and all I keep having these nightmares of social media and people on the show going, remember that time Arsenal won the league in the first 10 matches? Remember that time Arsenal won the league in the first 11 matches? Remember that time Arsenal won the league in September? And I'm just like, no. That's why I've been saying I got to gloat. I got to be like, we're top of the league, because I know it's going to end. Yeah. If you're a team like Man City, you don't come out going, we are top of the league. Because you fucking expect it. And you know that it's the last day that matters. We got to scream we're top of the league when we are, because we know it's...
I'm all about the journey, and the journey has ups and downs. And right now we're on the way up. Or we've been up. We're starting to dip down now. So I'm going to enjoy it. And I've been saying I'm taking this all one game at a time, because that's basically all I got. So
what you're saying is it's kind of a double entendre with the trip?
No, I don't know what that means.
It's
a lot of
journey.
Just give it to him, Gary. He didn't mention lube. Just say yes.
Yes, all right.
Yes.
Yeah, he did say lube, so I'm going to go with whatever
Jesus.
you said.
Moving on to a team that does know how to win the league.
What are we talking about?
Tom, you're doing great. Don't worry about anything. You're doing fantastic. Now let's move on to a team that has actually won the league in the past decade or so.
We shouldn't let them on. They do not come with the right credentials.
Guys, we're almost done with part 1 of the show, and I've not finished introducing everybody. God damn it! Okay, we were like, we should only do 45 minutes for the first part of the show. That time is over. Okay. Howdy, Stoop. What's up, Sparks? You better strap in because we're moving fast. Is that Harry Kane in your fucking thing? Oh, no, it's not. I was like,
he spits when he talks. He spits when he
talks.
Harry Kane. He spits when he talks.
All right.
That was the best.
Bring it up. And yes, I am putting pincushions straight out of London, son. Right there.
We go.
He says I'm not representing the arse. I'm always showing my arse. As my wife says, do you have to wear Arsenal stuff every day? And I'm like, we are top of the league. We are top of the league.
And his wife, a
Um,
City fan, says, "For now."
She is not a City fan.
She's a Man United fan. And
Oh, jeez.
he only
She's
says
the
that
worst.
when she's in Manhattan.
That's why I whispered it. That's why I whispered
know,
it.
that doesn't even
Even
sound
now, I'm
right.
like,
Oh.
she's 4 flights up. I'm like,
Good.
be careful.
Good.
But
Let the hate
Brawley, it'll
flow
make you
through
feel better. We didn't allow my daughter, like my wife didn't allow me to make my daughter an Arsenal fan, and she wasn't going to make her a United fan. She's a West Ham fan. She tells
Oh, she
everybody
gets
she's a
it.
West Ham
She's
fan.
one of us. Yeah.
She's like, yeah, they know how to rope the kids in with the bubbles.
As long
Bubbles.
as there's bubbles.
Bubbles will get you every
And I-
time.
And I was like, the problem, baby, is that the bubbles only come out when they
Good.
score. So
Well, it comes out at
It comes out at the beginning of
Pre-
the match.
pre-game and halftime.
And
And anytime
halftime,
we
yeah.
score.
So their bubble
okay.
budget is huge.
Yep.
But it's funny when people see us and they're like, "Hey, so you're an Arsenal fan too? They're doing really well." And she goes, "West Ham." I'm like, "What?" She goes,
I love
West
that.
Ham.
I'll have to get
Good on
her.
you.
Have you bought her a shirt yet?
No, but I did. So when I got back from London, and I'm giving out like treats to the girls that I got from London, and I told my wife, I was like, the gift I brought for you from London was that I didn't buy any Arsenal stuff for the girls. So, and she's like, good gift.
Win is
good
a win,
gift.
I guess.
Speaking now, let's go back where we were 10 minutes ago and invite this Liverpool fan on the show. Let's get him
No.
in here to wreak some havoc with
Hey,
the Leeds
Chris.
fans.
So-
You see how he finds a way to make time to be on the show when they're playing Leeds United. It's just funny how all of a sudden you have time.
I got a funny story though about wearing Liverpool gear. I've only ever done it once, and it was after we beat Man City in 2014, and we had 3 games left to win the league. And it seemed like so I put on my Luis Suarez jersey, and I ran the Prospect Park loop, right, with my Luis Suarez jersey on. I think the next week we lost to Chelsea, we tied Crystal Palace, and then
That game was amazing.
I decided
You were
then
free
and
to
there
walk.
I was never
You
going to
didn't
wear
win.
Liverpool gear.
Well, there you go. It's good. I thought you were going to say you're running around Prospect Park with the Luis Suarez
I was
kit
celebrating
on,
the
and
league.
you got in a fight with a horse that just thought you were his neighbor. Anyway, Chris, hot take: will Jesse Marsh make it to the World Cup break?
So you got to think after the World Cup
You
break,
can legitimately say, I don't give a fuck. I'm a Liverpool fan.
I don't know. I'm going to to me it depends because their first 2 games after the break are Man City and Newcastle, which I think are losses.
It buys him
So-
another month.
I guess what I'm
Man
saying
City
is
and Newcastle.
if they lose 4 games here, he's gone. I think
kinda
if
has
they
to be.
pick up at least 4 points, he stays.
In these next 3 matches, they need 4 points for him to
I think they
stay.
have 4 matches.
They have 4 matches, but one is like the EPL or the EFL.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh,
play
the cup
Wolves.
match.
We
Cup
play
match.
Wolves in the Carabao Cup.
All right.
Yeah,
Liverpool,
and that's
Bournemouth,
if that is not an El Crapico, I will not know what is, man. That
If they
is just
don't
going to
beat-
be awful.
if they don't beat Bournemouth, I think he's gone.
Yeah, I don't think
Well, I
you
think-
guys are the test.
No.
Clearly
I think
not.
I think they beat
Alright,
Bournemouth. That
Leeds
means they
fan.
pick up at least 3
Alright.
points out of 3
Mr.
games.
Tom, you had your chance to talk.
Yeah.
This is the most handsome I've seen
Bossy.
Mr. Tom, by the way.
Okay, Mr. Tom, we'll get into this in a moment. Let me just get Chris's second hot take, and then we'll open up the floor for discussion for fucking 5 minutes. Jesus, how did we burn through this show? Chris, hot take. I could ask you about Arsenal. I could ask you about West Ham. I could ask you about Wolves, but I'm going to ask you about Liverpool. Are Liverpool back? Are you done with your shit?
No,
Do
I don't
we
think
start fearing for you?
I-
Will
I
you
don't
get the
think-
top 4? Any
don't
one
think-
of those questions.
I don't think we're done, but we should certainly aim for top 4. We finished 3rd 2 seasons ago, where we had a even worse stretch. Remember that 11-game stretch when
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of our center backs were hurt? This team is still better than that team was during that time. So
we used to do upset picks, and I picked you guys at least 3 or 4 times in a row because I was like, "There's no way they're gonna lose this one," but I'm gonna pick them anyways. And you
Yeah.
lost it, and I was like, "I'm gonna do it again." It was great.
That's the thing about Liverpool, though, is they can also go on 10 win streaks. So that's where people were counting you guys out a few weeks ago, right after the Arsenal
I would
match.
say the one positive thing is, and I've never gone negative on him, is that I think Nunes is playing well basically every game now.
He will be fucking fine. He will be fantastic.
And I think Van Dijk's seems to have got most of his shit back together, but I'll be disappointed if we don't finish fourth. Like, I won't be surprised if we don't, but I think if we don't finish fourth, we should be disappointed with fourth, given where we thought we were going to be at the beginning of the season. But if they finish fourth, I can live with it.
Well, and let's think about
too good of a team, too much talent.
Yeah, let's think about the top 4 race right now. In all honesty, Arsenal weren't supposed to be a big part of that top 4 discussion. We were going to be an outlier, and where top 4 would be, fuck it, we did it. So right now you've got City and Arsenal, and you have Tottenham, who's off to, before losing to Newcastle, was off to their best start in their history. Not that their history has any trophies or anything, but
they've had some midfield
but
injuries,
Man United is actually since we made that fucking Eric Ten Hag video, Mark. I think we fucked it up. We made that video. They've been on a tear. And they're playing very well.
It has a lot to do with the fact that they benched Harry Maguire.
It's just us.
And now
we did it.
Varane is hurt, and they're bringing back Maguire, and I think they're
perfect
have
time
the
for
same
West
issues.
Ham.
Is Newcastle
time for West
Newcastle a top 4 threat?
Newcastle has to be a top 4 threat.
Absolutely.
But Chelsea as well. Chelsea's just meandering. They haven't hit their stride, and they're still right in the thick of it.
This
so
is the
top
best
4
league.
race.
This is the best league,
four.
top to bottom, in a long, long time, I think.
The top 4 race is going to be ridiculously tight, and everyone keeps giving the league to City. And yes, I understand that they should win the league. But you see the way they're leaking goals. You see the way they're getting a couple of draws here and there. They lost to you guys. There's ways to get out. They're not indestructible. Not saying that Arsenal are going to win the league. I'm just saying the top 4 is. I actually couldn't call it right now.
I'm just gonna chime in on that. Saying that they're not indestructible. The City right now reminds me of the 2000 era Lakers in the NBA, where they didn't care until it came time, and Shaq himself would say, "We don't care. Watch us when it comes playoff time." And there's going to come a time where City, I understand that, but there's going to come a time where City flips that switch and dominates everyone. No,
you're going to get the wild card.
It will
get the wild card.
I'm sorry, but I just want a messy Saturday. That's all I want. I want total hysteria, all that stuff on Saturday. I want nonsense. I would like to see Mr. Tom happy. I know Dirty Chris will be sad, but I just need all of that. That would make me. I put a big smile on my face. I need it because I just saw my team lose the second time all season.
I've always liked you, Gary.
Say it again.
Oh my God, your team only lost twice this season.
You lost to PSV. It's a good club. It's not
I've always liked you, Gary. I'm gonna haunt you less.
Jesus fucking Christ! We've won 2 matches since last
March.
March.
We keep talking about this, Mark. There's levels to this thing. You're just not at the same level, so it's hard to. I don't even know how can we even talk? Yes, about football. There's levels. No, I know. I don't want to talk to.
Ditching my apartment for levels.
I don't want to talk to.
All my furniture is gone because I want levels in my apartment.
Levels.
That's another Seinfeld reference. Perfect. But listen, wouldn't it be so typical for Leicester to get a result against City early morning? Leicester's been god awful. They do play good football during the match. They just fuck it up all the time. But seeing, they have the first match of the weekend, I could see something weird happening there.
Or I could see Holland score 6.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's more likely.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
that's what's gonna happen.
let me ask the
From his
panel
hospital
this.
bed. The man's in a hospital bed. He's not scoring 6 goals. Come on.
Well, let me
in the
ask you
hospital
guys this: Will Holland's presence eventually be a detriment to City because they are getting a bit lax on their creation?
No.
That kid is so fucking good. I thought it would take a year for him to get used to the physicality and the speed of the Premier League. But the last couple of times I've watched him, he literally is racing up.
He is the picture of
pushes the guy
physicality.
off the ball to score, and then collides into which keeper does he collide into? And they got to look at it from 90 different angles. And just collides into him and then manages to get the ball and score. No, the game plan can be very, very simple. Get the ball to Haaland.
But that's what I'm saying. That can fuck them over because that's not Pep football.
He is too big, too strong, too fast, too physical, too good.
It's a
too
match made in
intelligent.
heaven. He's a perfect
It's just
Pep system striker.
He will be mentioned in the Messi and Ronaldo, in 20 years from now. Because he's gonna break all the records.
Gary, we need people to continue to say how awesome City are and how Arsenal are going to fall off. That's what was fucking me up is when I was getting, no, man, your team is doing well. I'm like, shut up, go away.
No, we don't need
Does
that.
Haaland get over or under 35.5 goals this year?
If he's healthy,
competitions,
if he's healthy,
Premier League?
he easily gets 35. He's healthy.
I've
always said, can he
time.
make it through the season? We'll see if he can make it through this season. And that's he's already shown he's gotten injured already. So we'll see.
Yeah, because he's on pace for what, like 55, 60 right now?
35's got to be
Something like
easy for
that.
him. Come
It's
on.
insane.
55 or 60 hat tricks? Or
I think there is a fall back down to earth, back to reality, just a little bit. Just because we've never seen this before. I mean,
I think if he stays healthy,
He's already scored more than
40. He could be the
Southgate.
first.
I think
Premier
he
League
gets
40.
40.
Isn't that crazy to say that we're saying a Premier League striker is going to score 40 goals this year?
Yeah,
I mean,
when every year it's like, oh, they hit 20 they're going to win the Golden Book.
20 is
Golden
an incredible
Book.
number.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What is
I mean,
this?
as I was saying, he's got as many
8%
goals as like
alcohol?
half the
It's a
league.
good beer.
When you got more goals than
delicious
half
beer.
the league, then you're doing all right.
Yeah, no kidding.
I was so happy when you had that Paul Leonard.
I'm still drinking it. We only the best for my daughter's birthday.
Apologies if you can hear my son screaming, by the way, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries.
He's probably
No
is he
worries.
talking now or is he?
He's
got
starting
anything
to
good
say some things. Yeah, he's starting to say
Is
some
he
things.
screaming, "We are top of the league"?
It's
No,
better
not
than
quite
listening
that.
about Arsenal.
And that's also true.
Look, your own kids don't sing we're on top of the league.
He does love forever blowing
Arsenal for
bubbles.
So long, I actually died.
All right. So, fuck. What were we talking about? Okay. So quick takes on this weekend coming up. Can Leicester beat City? Yay or nay? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I want to see it.
Thumbs up or thumbs down?
What is that? Can they beat him?
Anything can happen, but
Leicester wins.
Yeah, monkeys could fly out of my butt, but it's not
All
going
right.
to happen.
Yeah, get on a bet on that. I want to see the
bet.
bet slip. Lolo, I want to see the bet slip.
Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. No. Actually, I will bet on Man City because the bets I make always lose. So I put money on Spurs to win because then it loses and I feel okay about losing money. I'm like, money well spent.
I'll go the other way just in case, so we're both happy. One of us will be happy at the end of the day.
There you go. Yeah, and Macronomical's right. It's 7:30 a.m. kickoff. Just saying, that's where bad shit happens. All right, can Bournemouth beat Spurs?
I hope so.
Maybe.
I'm gonna call that a draw.
Oh my God!
I got to draw.
We're not. We don't want. Let's look at this with our brains and not our hearts.
See,
I don't
Pincushions
like
not
them.
like
I'm
that.
never gonna choose them. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen.
I don't like
ever.
the trajectory Spurs are on at the moment either. I think Bournemouth are a perfect side to play against Spurs the way that they set up, actually. So I'd be interested. That's actually a game that would be very interesting, I think.
I think they're
calling a
super
draw.
pissed. I think they're super pissed with Wednesday's game, and they come out just crushing.
I think there's a lot of Heung-min Son celebrations that game.
Ooh.
If he's healthy.
All right, Brentford Wolves. Brentford.
I'll give you my when we talk the next 3 matches. I'll talk that match.
All
That
right.
has the potential to be a very boring game.
The Graham Potter Derby.
Oof, I don't.
Yeah,
The team that hasn't lost versus the team that hasn't won since management change. I think it continues.
At Brighton.
yeah. Just going up against their old manager, I very well could be a storybook game for Brighton. De Zerbi gets his first win.
He did leave Brighton before like the hardest part of their schedule. By the way,
Yeah, no, he
I
left. with a
really
very
hated the
unopportune
fact.
time.
I really hate the fact that he left the squad. And to top it off, he went to Chelsea. But I would have liked to seen Brighton
He had to go.
with Graham Potter this season because I really think they had something special going.
I'm going Brighton. Palace Southampton. Does anybody care?
0-0.
No one cares.
All right. Newcastle Villa. Newcastle, right?
Newcastle.
I don't know. The Villa just got
Unai Emery.
They got the post manager bump.
He's
Now
not
they got-
there yet. He
No,
starts
they
next
might
week. He
continue
will not
the
manage.
post-manager
He
bump.
will not be. He will not be there for Villa.
All right. Fulham Everton.
That's an incredible get by Aston Villa, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one that I definitely didn't see coming for sure.
Well, now he's got all the villas, right? He's done, well, not all
Yeah.
of them, but he was at Villarreal. He was at Aston Villa now, and then he was at
He's at Valencia, close enough.
Valencia. Yeah.
And Sevilla.
So close enough. Sevilla.
The
Sevilla.
bo-
Yeah.
the end is- but
Sevilla, Aston Villa, Villarreal. He's in
That is
them.
pretty
Good
funny.
evening.
Yep, I'm excited to hear the good evenings again.
Good evening. All right, Everton, Fulham. I'm going with Fulham.
Yeah,
I think Everton's on a nice run right now, and I'll take Everton. I think they're playing really well, and they get Calvin Lewin back, and that's a big difference maker for them.
Just
I
in
think
time for
Mitro's
him
going
to
to
get
head one
injured
through the
again.
net.
Yeah. It's at the Cottage, so I don't know. We'll see. Liverpool, Leeds.
Sorry.
yeah.
Away win.
It's at Anfield, man.
Dirty
That's-
Chris is crying. That's all I need.
I just don't see
Away
it.
win. Damn it. Away win.
I'm so sorry, Tom.
I'm so sorry. I'm calling it
cursing all
3-0.
about Liverpool.
3-0. Sorry.
Fucked off on Everton too. Fuck them.
All right, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest.
If,
You guys
if
better win
Arsenal,
by 4.
if Arsenal don't win that one, that's how we know you guys aren't legit.
Yep.
Oh,
Agreed.
sure. Now
This
this
is a
is
good
at
game.
home. They should win this, but I definitely think that Forest has, they have a little momentum because they were certainly not expected to beat Liverpool.
This has got to be the best game of the week here.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
United
we got
West Ham.
United West Ham. Man United West Ham.
Save the best for last. Can't wait to get embarrassed on
I honestly, I
worldwide
think
TV.
I think Brighton Chelsea is a little more exciting for me. Just
Skamaka hat trick.
Oh, I would love that.
The Potter
Speak it
factor.
into existence, please. I would love that.
I like it. He's gonna. I think he's. Gonna
He has to me the makings of a top 6 striker.
He does.
I think he does everything good. I mean, he's impressed me to beyond no end. He hasn't had the goals to back that up yet, but he does everything fantastic. And very exciting.
I was looking at him for Arsenal. I was like, I do enjoy. Skamaka is a good. I don't know what I'm saying. Everything that's popping in my head is like, no, this is going to end up like the lube comment.
Well, PSG were after him for the whole transfer window, and somehow we managed to get him, which I don't understand how that happens, but we'll take it.
Yeah, fantastic. And you still haven't even fucking tapped Maxwell Cornet.
No, he's been
tapped
hurt.
The keg. He's hurt?
Oh,
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
bad
shocker.
West
He's
Ham
a
He's hurt.
talking about?
fucking beast.
Who'd you get
West
from
Ham wants to
PSG?
tap that, huh?
Tap. See what I'm saying? I can't I don't know what's going on.
This show's getting nasty, man. Just nasty.
This show's getting
This
nasty.
show
So
is
the only
this
way
show has been the same show as it's been for 3 years. Nothing has changed.
The only way to keep this show from getting any nastier is to start betting in the dark with Mr. Tom. Get your bet slips ready. Here we go.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, Lo, place your bets.
All right, Mr. Tom, with the mask on, let us know. I'm going to grab a beer. I'm listening.
Cyril's in the hospital, allegedly. Right, I've gone with Man City to win by the odd goal in 3. Alvarez to score because Mr. Haaland is probably not going to play. And De Bruyne to also score or get one of the assists for the 2 goals.
Is Haaland hurt?
To 30. He is hurt.
It's a pretty good backup striker. I like him.
I've missed that.
I didn't realize he was hurt.
Yeah, he came off, I thought,
He
in the
was.
last match. So.
Yeah, he hobbled off. Therefore, boom.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's definitely a chance. Small, minuscule, but it's there. Very small.
I like
I'm
this.
liking it to, I think possibly if Leicester score first, then Man City will be like, when you're holding off a bully, or bully's holding off a midget. Be a bit like that. And then they'll just score 2 goals and win anyway. So.
Wait, what?
I can see Leicester. I can see Leicester scoring early. You're right, and then Man City just saying, "All right, not fucking around."
Yeah, exactly right. I think the payout's quite high as well, considering it's not Haaland.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Man City is one of the most terrifying teams when they're down by 1.
So there is a thing. There is a thing of scoring too early against them. I've said it for years. If you score too early, it's game over. You almost want to do the David Moyes tactic of sit off of them for 45 minutes. If you're only down 1, that's a win. And then you try to hit them late in the second half.
Yeah, and we saw that with Newcastle. Newcastle came out full force, and you're like, "Can this hold up?" And it's like, I think they went up 2 or 3 in that match, and they can hold on, and they lost it. So yeah, you either gotta win it late, or you gotta blow them out and continue to attack.
No, David Moyes, I don't think has ever beaten Man City specifically. I don't think he.
So the David Moyes tactic doesn't work then?
To get a draw, it does. If you to respect the point, my friend, respect the point.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because we last season, end of the season, we went 2-0 up against Man City and ended up drawing 2-2. They did the same thing on the final day against Aston Villa. Also, they ended up
respecting the point is more of a Wolves thing. Leeds either win or get blown out.
It's true. It's true. I didn't need to say it. I knew someone was going to write, "We beat Man City with 10 men." I mean, there's a fucking poem about it. I mean, I don't need to.
There is?
Who wrote that poem, by the way?
Never heard it in my life.
There's statues of Robert E. Lee in America, too,
Oh, yeah. Mark. First with the lube and now with Robert E. Lee?
Okay, magical director man, please, with slide 2. Delicious, the timing. Loved it. I've gone Fulham to win this 2-1. Mitch Rich to definitely get one of the goals, but then Andreas Pereira to get the other or assist one of the 2 goals. Can turn 1 into 29 again.
I love that score or assist. We don't have that availability here. Score or assist. That's nice.
Yeah, the exact score is tough. Very tough.
It is. It is. That's why the rewards are in the payout.
Yep, for sure.
Right.
But that's enough talk about Everton, really. So, Mr. Director.
Good.
Thank you. Right, now you're going to say this is low, but there's no value to be had on a Man United game.
Who's Scamacoa?
That's where the money comes in. Because if Gianluca Scamacoa scores, that's big money.
He's the guy that waters the lawn. That's why the line is no good. He's just out there like with his little aerator.
Does Anthony count for the Brazilian Anthony or Martial? Is that like an either or?
No. It's Brazilian one. Basically, these two teams don't have many goals in their games, and especially against each other. It usually ends up 1-0 to Man United.
Yep, that's right.
But occasionally, it ends up 1-0 to West Ham.
That's also true. Let's hope it's that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose so. But generally speaking, the overs on this game never win. But then if you can throw in a couple of guys to have a shot, you can actually turn it into something.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to pick Man United to win this in a million years. I didn't want to go with the scores either. So, more importantly, you don't actually need the exact score. So, yeah. Get yourself some beer money. But
Tom, have you been keeping track of your picks on this on the show? Out of curiosity, I haven't seen any of it. So
I have. He's 73-2.
Wow.
No.
Wow. It's I need to be tailing this guy hard.
I meant 2 wins.
I had to keep up with the loop theme.
Tom is from the future.
Brawley, when I requested that Tom start this segment, it wasn't about giving good betting advice. It was about giving long shot crazy shit that I like.
No, I like that. I'm just curious to ask how many has he won.
So those two, if you would have bet $10 on those two, you'd probably be a millionaire at this point.
At least a few hundred in the bag.
It's
I
like
was especially good at the Major League Soccer, to be fair.
Well, why aren't you posting those? To be fair,
because the season is finished, has it not?
I don't follow it, so
I liked when we were doing like Croatian second league or whatever it was for those couple of weeks.
Oh, did you know? I found out there is a team in I think it's Ecuador called FC Firpo.
Yes, that is true.
But their season had finished when I found it, so I couldn't sneak them into the betting. But
There's always next season.
There is.
Are you betting on Indian cricket?
Yeah.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Well, Brawley, if you want to start tailing some of my bets, these are more my style. I had a 21-cent bet. Only 21 cents.
Oh, yeah. That looks great when you draw it up, eh? It's like this.
How many of the 15 did you get?
Like 8 or so. It wasn't bad.
Yikes.
8 or 9.
I actually, not only did I take that 21-cent bet, but then I put it on a round robin and made like 30 cents.
Oh, nice. Well
there
done.
you go. Hey, you're in the green.
No, see, the key with those 21-cent bets, the key with those is you place 2 of them, and as soon as cash out, you fucking take it. You fucking take that cash out. They don't give it right away, but if you take the easy bets on like the early games, and then have all your big money makers on the later games, they'll usually be like, okay, here's $3. Get the fuck out of here. And you're like, okay, I won. I won
money.
$2. What? Yeah, money. All right, guys. Well,
purposes only.
Yeah, this is all for gambling purposes only. Is that what you said? That's not a good disclaimer.
Yeah, something like that.
That's the worst disclaimer. Kids
remember,
at home, don't.
What else did you use it for?
Remember, kids, this is only for gambling purposes only. We recommend you only use your money or your parents' money or anybody's money that you find. And if you don't have any money, rob somebody. Remember, bet responsibly with other people's money.
Your college savings is now.
Yeah, our legal team is awesome. All right, guys. Well, that is the first half. That is the first half of the show, almost down to the second. So we're going to take a quick bio break, and we will be back, and we will be discussing the next 3 matches for all of our clubs before the World Cup. So we will be doing a deep dive into Leeds United, Arsenal, Wolves, West Ham, and Liverpool. The next 3 matches or the next 3 Premier League matches before the World Cup. So stick around. We got a quick little video here that you guys can watch or go on your own bio break, refill your beers, let out your beers. We'll be back in about 4 minutes or so. So we'll be right back. Mark, after happy hour the other night, one of our Stoop crew members, Scooby D2, he asked me, what was it about your trip to London that like surprised you the most? And I said something.
Beer?
No, I don't know. I said something about fans and things like that, and he goes, no, not about you or the show or anything like that. What is it about? Something about British culture. Was it, the tea, the coffee, the people, the this and that? And I said, oh, I know exactly what it was.
Would I know?
You will know when I say it. Because we were at Bandy's house. One of our Stoop crew members who lives in London invited us to his house. His wife cooks us dinner.
By the way, absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic.
We cannot thank you enough for that home cooked meal.
This is gonna get weird, so don't bring them into it too much. So we're there eating our like chicken, jerk chicken or something like that, and Bandy goes, "Oh, I remember the guys telling you about this, but you've never seen it." And he puts on TV Naked Attraction.
Oh my God, I remember that.
And if you're an American and you don't know what Naked Attraction is,
we didn't.
Don't Google it on your home computer, I guess. Like he puts it, it's on television. So it's this show where straight away he goes, "Oh, it's on." And he puts it on. It's on like channel 2 or 3, like not
BBC 1, 2,
not
3,
paid,
4, whatever.
Not paid programming. And right away we see this girl with like a little pixie cut.
She's got the elf. She's got the elven ears on, which was really odd.
It's like a game show background, and she's like, "Oh, okay. So here we go. We're going to show you the next one." And they're like, "Julie is a bisexual, non-gender neutral something," and I was like, "What is this?" And then they pan over, and there's like 6 people standing there with these like screens covering.
All you see is the naughty bits.
Balls.
All you see is the naughty bits.
And she's like, "Oh, he's clearly a grower, not a shower." And they're showing us his dick on TV.
They're showing both
and then they pan over to the girl, and she's like, "Oh, that's a little more hair than I'm used to, but she's got great vulva." And I'm like, what is?
But this is the complete and only criteria. It's not like Chuck Woolery. Like Chuck Woolery is coming out and goes, "So how was that first date? I'll be back in 2 and 2." No. The whole camera is focused on their naughty bits, and that's how they're to decide whether or not they want to date them.
So then they pan over to the next guy, and he's like flipping it. Flip.
He's got the horse dick.
And the host goes, "Oh, well, somebody's getting excited to see you." And then she's like, "Well, he's clearly not a shower." And it was like...
It was absolutely
and once again,
mind-boggling
chicken.
that someone had come up with this idea of a show. I mean, we've seen
oh my God.
I've seen Naked and Afraid, which is kind of like the Survivor.
And they blur it all because you don't want to see vulva while they're on.
This is the States, but this is literally the only thing they focus on. For how you are to decide.
I mean, we didn't watch the whole show, so
no, but
who knows?
I've
Maybe
got
they
an
move
idea.
up.
I've got an idea that it's like that's all you see. Then they go on a date, and then you meet the person. Because I can't imagine that they've got like sacks on and they walk out on stage.
Oh, their sacks were on.
Their sacks were definitely on.
Anyway, so if that was the thing we found the
most odd. Of British
interesting,
culture.
Odd, something like that of British culture. And yeah, can't wait to see the American version where they're like, "Ooh, I like those boxer shorts," because they're not going to show anything. Naked Attractions, season 5, coming to the Stoop.
They'll be back in 2 and 2.
We'll just film it like this.
Welcome. Do you prefer Mark or Lolo?
Welcome to the Stoop, everybody.
Well, Lolo's clearly got some issues here. And we're back. Have you seen that show, Brawley?
Yes, I have, and it's
he was
funny.
on it once.
I was actually a contestant on it one time. No, but the rules over there for television are totally different to ours. That's what I love that you got to experience some of that because it's quite funny. To all the shows they have with nudity and everything that just totally catch Americans off guard. I found that very entertaining.
Yeah, we've gotten some suggestions of other shows like Towie.
Oh,
No,
Towie.
you don't want to watch Towie.
No.
You don't want to watch Towie.
No, you don't
That
need to watch
is
Towie.
utter dog shit. It's the worst.
What about
The
EastEnders,
fucking
Mr. Tom?
worst. Well, I can't insult that much. It's
That's
about
what I know.
last
You are an EastEnder, considering all things.
Yeah, but I don't watch it. Haven't for a long time. Not for a long time. I think I last watched it in 2010 maybe. But
You need to get on the In-Betweeners if you haven't seen that.
That's fucking incredible.
Yeah, the In-Betweeners is one of the greatest shows.
Okay,
of all
guys,
time.
so let's get to the the meat of the show. Pun. Fucking, I'm not doing well with with whatever I'm saying these days.
Are we not doing phrasing?
I guess we should be doing phrasing. So let's get to it, and we're gonna look at the next 3 matches for each of our clubs. And since Brawley has to be leaving soon, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and start with West Ham. Sorry to throw that on you, John.
Sorry, everyone.
He's already got it there. All right, the next 3 matches
10th
before the World Cup. West Ham have Manchester United, Crystal Palace, and Leicester. Brawley, how many points are you getting out of those 3 matches?
So the optimist in me says 9 points, right? No, but I obviously I know that's not realistic. I would be over the moon with 7. Realistically, with the way our season's gone, probably 5 is probably more realistic. I feel like a draw away at United would be fantastic. I think we probably end up drawing with Crystal Palace and maybe beat Leicester. I can see us winning 2 of these 3 games without a doubt. They're definitely winnable fixtures. I mean, Man United will be obviously the toughest of the 3, but home to Crystal Palace, home to Leicester. If we're trying to really be contenders for Europe again, those are two games you have to be winning. So I think we do win 2 of the games and maybe lose 1, maybe win 1, draw 2. But that's kind of where my head's at. I'm not an idiot. I'm a West Ham fan and I'm a realist. So that's kind of what my thinking is. Anyway, we could very well go on and lose all 3, and that would be very typical West Ham.
Yeah.
2 home weeks.
So what you said, 5.
I think you're right,
points
Mr.
would
Tom,
bring you
hopefully.
the highest it would bring you is to 7th place with those 5 points if all the other teams ahead of you lost all 3 matches.
I think top 10 is would be a not a great finish for us, but considering the start of the season, you might have taken that. I want to be pushing for that 7th spot where Fulham is. I think Europa Conference League is something we should be targeting. That and above would be considered for me a good season. And who knows? I mean, if we win the Conference League this year, we're unbeaten. We're 5 out of 5. We won all 5 of our games in the Conference League, and I think we will be one of the favorites to win that competition and maybe get into the Europa League that way this year. So it's not all about the Premier League this year for us, but we should be targeting that 7th spot. I think is where we should really be targeting.
Yeah, so the biggest concern for me here is your goals, man. Only having 11 goals in 12 matches, that is not.
It's been a poor start. Yep.
I feel like you guys have to. I mean, maybe you're already doing it, but I feel like Antonio's getting ahead of Scamacca in a lot of these games, or maybe one's being put in for the other.
Well, Scamacca's taken over that starting spot. Antonio has been coming off the bench for them. What's annoying is Moyes seems to be swapping them like for like at the 60th minute of every game without fail, and that is frustrating. And now that is the best use of Antonio, in my opinion. You don't want a fresh Antonio running onto tired legs, tired defenders. So I think that is the correct use of him going forward. And I think, but what West Ham fans are crying out for is to go 2 up front and play Scamacca and Antonio together, which we haven't yet really seen. We saw it a little bit in the Conference League game yesterday, and it seemed to be threatening for the the Silkeborg opposition we were playing, but
Is Paqueta hurt?
Paqueta is hurt. Yes, he injured his collarbone and hasn't been ideal. So Ben Rama has recently come into the side, been playing really well in his spot. We also have the emergence of Flynn Downs, which has been very exciting. A fellow East Ender, and he grew up in the Brentwood area, a big West Ham fan. So really excited to see him come through and start to flourish.
All right, the rest of you guys, what do you guys think about
Sonny
this?
Perkins, by any chance?
I'm just going to go ahead and chime in, and I'm going to be a little more positive. These are three very, very winnable games for West Ham. I know their record doesn't, or the amount of goals that they're scoring it indicates the fact that they are going to get the full 9. But I think like we're going to start seeing the West Ham that we're used to seeing, and I think they get all 9 points here. I'm not a believer in United with Maguire in the back.
Hallelujah.
And Crystal Palace is certainly an up and down squad, and they've got. I'm hearing some internal rumblings in some of the articles that I've been reading about Crystal Palace, and that there's a lot of players that just don't want to be there anymore.
Interesting.
So, and then Leicester at home. I just
it's a game we should be winning for sure.
You guys are definitely winning that one, so I'm giving you guys all 9 points.
Wow! If we beat United away at Old Trafford, I mean that would be incredible. That would be the cream of the lot. But 7, I would be over the moon with.
Well, there's something as much as I just mentioned your goals for. If you look at your goals against, you've only given up 12 goals. So
defensively solid.
I mean, that's right there. If you look at Liverpool, if you take away their 9-1 win,
9-0
against 9-0 win, that's a big chunk. That's nearly half of the goals that they've scored. So I'm just saying, you've at least not been blown away, and these are matches that you should be scoring 1 goal at least, 2 goals possibly, and a lot of these losses are turned into draws or wins. So I don't think Liverpool season is anywhere near over. West Ham, I feel like you guys are going to figure this out, and especially in the second half of the season after the World Cup, things are going to start getting a little bit back to normal, where you'll see Fulham start to drop off a little bit, and you'll see, but it's the top 6 right now, top 7 right now, including Liverpool. If you push them up to there, it's tied up at the top. It's very tied up.
I think seventh again, like I said, would be a great conference league qualification. But again, we're gonna have European games. We're already into the round of 16 of the Conference League. We won our group, so we will be playing Thursday, Sunday, if we keep winning throughout most of the back end of the season. And that was a problem for us last year. Now our squad was paper thin, but we've got a much improved squad on last season. So hopefully you're right. We can cope with that and rotate and continue to play well in both competitions. There's no reason why we can't. Our squad is great. I think I am with you guys in thinking that we will find a way to turn this around. And I think the ship has already been straightened. I mean, a 1-0 loss to Liverpool on another day, we get something out of that game. We got robbed against Chelsea earlier in the year. I mean, there are performances that were worthy. I mean, the Nottingham Forest game that they beat us in was a fluke also. It's completely dominated that game as well. So, ifs and buts, but yeah. And the interesting thing about Sonny Perkins, I know Tom mentioned it there, and that guy right there mentioned Sonny Perkins. Has he done it? Has he made a league appearance for you guys yet, or how's that going?
No, not yet. He did score in 10 consecutive games for Leeds and England under 19s, though.
Yeah, he was an incredible academy player. Obviously David Moyes didn't think he was quite ready for the league yet, so I would love to see him do well. He kind of screwed us over in the process. We made him a pretty good offer, but he wanted to go up, and I understand it. Moyes doesn't play the kids enough at all, so I mean, totally understand going up north to Leeds and getting that done. But
yeah, I'm going to give you 6 points out of this.
I'd take that. I'd snap your hand off for that.
I don't think you win against United, but
Agreed.
I think you absolutely should win at home against Palace and Leicester.
I'm with you.
And I think you win the return match. I think you beat United at home, but United right now, they're starting to solidify a little bit as a fan base as well. At least during the matches, they're starting to solidify a little bit. Before and afterwards, they're still very disjointed fan base, but they've been coming together at home, and you've been able to see that in Europe as well. So
yeah, well,
thanks Gary.
Thanks for allowing me to talk about West Ham first. I really appreciate it, guys.
No worries, man. We're so glad to have you on here. Yeah, Gary, Chris, what do you guys think about West Ham's next three?
Let's go first, Chris.
I mean, I think worst case 4, best case 7. Like, I think Palace is I think they beat Leicester. Palace is a derby, so I mean, anything. I think Palace has underperformed their squad, so I think that should be a win, but could be a draw. And I think United. I think the best. I mean, yeah, they can win all 3. I think it's more likely a draw.
And I would take that also.
I do really, really, really rate that Anthony wing, the left-footed right winger that United got. That guy's going to be, I think.
Yeah, no, he's very, very good.
Yeah, except when he's doing little, flips and twists on the edge of the area,
pirouettes,
putting it out for a throw-in.
Yeah.
Mo Master, I believe all of us could name 5 West Ham players. Now, if you said 6 or 7, maybe not, but
I think I can do
West
11.
Ham players, easy. I could probably do 11.
You've undersold your point, my master, sir.
Yep. Turn around and smack him, Tom.
All right, Brawley, if you got to dip out, we understand you got to dip out, but we're going to move on to the next.
Thank you very much.
Brawley, where can people find you?
Okay, so if you are interested in watching my show or listening to my show, we are on Patreon. It's £5 a month, or I think it's like $6.50 a month US. And it's not just my show. There's about 6 other podcasts on there as well, and it's a great for anything in all West Ham. If you're not a West Ham fan, maybe probably don't want to become a Patreon, but we would certainly appreciate it if you did become one. And you can find us on patreon.com/the West Ham Way. And we put out our shows every Thursday. We record on Tuesdays. We put them out on Thursday. And so if you are interested, you can certainly find us there. If you do join in the notes, just say that the West Ham Way USA Brawley sent you there. But yeah, that's where you can find us. Thanks for reminding me to plug that, John.
Awesome, man. And Brawley, just for you, and Mo, I need to answer Mo Master.
And Mo Master, absolutely.
He's calling me out.
Mo Master, this is ridiculous. You don't think that he can do it?
Ready? And if you haven't seen,
I can do it, and I don't know fuck all.
I've had my arms crossed since you asked, so there's no Googling or anything. Here we go. Flappy Hansky.
Yep.
We've got Sufal, Suchek, Ben Johnson, Pablo Fornaus, Jared Bowen.
Keep going. Keep going.
Mikel Antonio.
One more obvious one.
Skamanka.
Another obvious one.
Left out the most valuable player in our squad.
Oh my God,
Declan Rice.
Yeah. Thank you.
And no, I was trying to get the obscure ones before.
Lanzini,
Benrahma.
Jamaica man.
There you go. There's a bunch of them.
Thank you, everyone.
Mo Master, please
I just
please
had
don't
to
think
start
we don't
with
know what
Flappy
the fuck
Hansky.
we're talking about, you know?
No, I love it. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Kehrer,
German international.
Kurt Zuma,
French international. It's crazy that West Ham have a lineup full of internationals.
Does Zuma still play for you guys?
Not since the cat incident. He hasn't.
But he definitely does.
I don't think he's been called up since the cat incident, but he should be.
Oh, I remember last season they were booing him.
He plays all the time.
He plays all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you talking about for France?
No,
for you guys.
No.
Oh, no. Yeah.
You guys.
For us, I thought we were talking international.
Oh, for France, no.
They've got more center backs.
Yeah, Zuma played last week.
Yeah, he plays every week.
And he scored a goal.
I thought we were talking about for France. My apologies.
Oh, no.
You have Ogbano still?
Ogbano's still there. Yeah, and he
would have done 20, I think.
Yeah. Italian international also on occasion. He's getting a little old, but I mean, we have Brazil's number 10 in Paqueta also. I mean, we have a crazy a crazy lineup full of internationals that we are not used to.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you everyone for having me. I have to go. Thank you so much.
Brawley,
Right,
we hope
love,
to
Brawley.
see you again sometime,
Yep,
man.
I will be
Beat
back.
the shit out of Man United.
Yeah. Iron.
Fuck 'em. All right, guys, we'll continue in alphabetical-ish order, and we're going to go to Wolves next. Sorry, John.
That is definitely alphabetical. Look, man,
I missed Arsenal like that, huh?
I could sit here and bitch about the fact that it's been a month without a manager. That most of our starters are injured, not only injured but out for the season. All the crappy rumors that are coming out of Molyneux right now about some of the business decisions, and I could certainly scream for Jeff Shee's head, but I'm gonna try and be a little positive here. Wolves, Wolves are a proud team. They're just like everyone else. They play for the badge, they play for the fans, and if there's ever a time that the Wolves are gonna get out of this funk, and it's been a long funk, it's been a very, very dark. It's like out of the darkness comes the light is like the motto for Wolves, and no, that is not the motto right now, man. Because there's no light. This is. I have watched the Wolves be systematically destroyed by upper management. It's just not even funny, the poor decisions that this team has been making. The latest is now we're going to send Neves off in January on loan to Barcelona. I just think that's stupid. But look, if there's ever a schedule that might be a time for us to turn it around, it could be this one. And I want y'all to hear me out because I'm going to say some crazy shit, but it's all very, very possible. And while sometimes not probable, but definitely possible. John, can we go to the other graphic so I can see the lineup there? I know it, but I don't know it. And I don't feel that pretty to be on the big screen. Brentford. Brentford is tough at home. We could easily lose that. We could easily draw on it, but it's definitely a winnable game. Brentford's defense is terrible, and Brentford hasn't scored in I want to say 5 weeks since they played Leeds. I don't think they've scored since.
Last week.
Okay, fair enough.
Didn't
I guess I'm wrong.
I'm pretty sure they did. No, but you're right before that.
But their defense is terrible. Their offense is almost as bad as us. I mean, we're mirrored teams. This is a team that we could get at least a point against.
Yeah, Brentford got Villard. They got Villard 4-0. So
no, they scored against Newcastle. You're right.
But they got destroyed by Villa.
2-0.
There you have it. So they're not scoring right now. We're not scoring right now.
You're correct.
And so this is a match. This is a match that we could win. Will we? I don't know, but it's a match we can win. Brighton has not won since Graham Potter has left. They are slipping down the table, and we might be catching them at the right time. We're at home. Not that means much because the fan base is pretty. They're pretty pissed. They're pretty salty on things. So this is a winnable game. Wolves at Arsenal. Look, I don't want to stir you Arsenal guys up, but I do want to say the following. In the next 2 weeks, you guys are going to play 5 or 6 matches. You guys are going to be tired. And if you don't keep your focus, you might be looking at that break. And Wolves might be able to steal a point, if not 3 here. So I don't know how many points we're going to get. The way we play right now, we're not going to get a single fucking point. We're awful. We're awful than like some of the awful teams that I've seen. There's no fight in this dog right now, and it pisses me off because where we were last year at this time to where we are now, it's shambolic. Absolutely shambolic. But there is potential to gain points here. And hey, man, we could get 5. We could get 5 here. You
could get 6.
We could get 9.
7.
Like I said, I've given you argument to win each and every match for Wolves because there is talent there. We have a quality keeper. we have quality players in the back end. We have quality players in the front end. But when I watch a match like last week when we played Leicester, a team that's still trying to figure it out, and they thump us 4-0, I don't even know what to say, But if the Wolves are going to turn around their season, these games, despite the fact that these teams that we're playing are mid-table teams and have like bright futures, it can happen here. It could. So Lloyd Christmas said, "You're saying there's a chance," and I'm going to be Lloyd Christmas right now. Lube.
No, I mean,
is that like a period? Lube?
No, it's
Mark,
it's like Peter Griffin when he just walks into and he's like, I can do whatever I want. He's like, I got something to say here. Retarded. That is all.
Now, Mark, you make you can you could definitely make points about that. However, we have to look at the way Wolves have been playing. 5 goals, 18 against. You're not the stalwart.
Shambolic.
You're not the stalwart defense that you have been.
We are a ship without a rudder.
Your main players are not showing up. So
our main players are hurt.
So yes, what you said could happen. Possibly, yeah. Brentford is on a bad run. Brighton is on a bad run. Arsenal is on their worst run of the season.
Oh my God, it's 2 games. But what I'm saying
is Mark.
You guys will play 5.
Our worst run of the season.
Matches in less than
the whole 5 days of not winning.
Mark, we've been playing 2 matches a week for a month now.
Because guess what? Days of Arsenal. Here's the crazy thing. Even before you started in on this this condensed schedule, because you're in Europa League and you're playing a lot right now. I mean, you guys are 2 games into it, and Arteta's already complaining, and your fan base is already complaining.
2 games into it, Mark.
It's just
what are you
not
talking
fair.
about?
I'm talking about your condensed schedule.
It's been all month. It's been all month, Mark.
And that would be about. So okay. I mean, I'm pretty
we played
close.
Like 5 of our 8 matches
and
this month.
That's what I'm saying is by the time Wolves get you,
and we have 1 loss.
Be pretty damn tired.
Well,
we are very tired already.
Yeah, match as well, right?
I hear you, but
we have like 1 EFL match.
Should have more losses than 1.
It's going to be El Crapico, and it's going to be a 0-0 thing because I don't know. I don't really
Here's
care. I'm not watching it. I barely can watch the Wolves as is. Go ahead, Chris.
What's This is a strange question.
Let me cut you off.
What's the lowest point total that they could pick up that you're still okay that they're going to get out of the relegation? Like if they pick up 3, they're still kind of in the mix to get out. But if they get 0 or 1, then
here, I think ultimately we can look at this, and just give me a second while I pull it up on my phone.
All right, let me chime in.
There are 4 points.
Mark, just
there are 4 points.
Mark, let me chime in for a second to address that.
19th.
Let me address that by Sparks.
There you go. He changed it for him.
Now you're not in relegation because you're not in the red.
And hold on, Mark, while you're looking all that up, let me just address some of Mo Master's comments here because he's so full of shit here.
Well, Mo Master loves me because I know I watched the show last week on Friday, and I saw all the lovely comments that Mo Master made about me. So
okay. Give me a second though, because he says he's just so annoyed because they call the Premier League the new Super League. You didn't see football between 2009 and 2014. You missed everything. Choose another sport. And then he says, "I do top 4, not bottom 4." That's because the league that you support is nowhere near the Super League. It is 2 teams for its entire history, and you just got a third with Atletico Madrid, who did a little bit and now is being fucked off again. So don't talk to me about
no doubt.
you don't watch the bottom four, then you don't watch football. Hold on, I'm talking to Mo Master. I'm talking to Mo Master. You don't watch football. You watch Real Madrid dick around the fucking football pitch with their ups and downs. Football is not all about the winners and the champions. You got to know the shit to actually know football. So don't tell me that we don't know football and we don't know this and that because we show Leeds United, we show Wolves, we talk about everybody. I'm sorry. You got to know the shit to know the good. And to be able to recognize the good. You will never know when Real Madrid has become shit and has become a cesspool, even if they're winning, because La Liga is crap. I'm telling you, the most competitive league in the world is the Premier League. Argue me on that if you
I would
want.
say Italy's as competitive right now.
And I would also point out that
there's going to be 8 teams in the relegation battle, and there's going to be 7 teams in the top 4 battle. Is that La Liga?
The bottom is usually pretty competitive in La Liga too, but Italy is very, very competitive top to bottom. Like, because Juventus is no longer running away with the league anymore. But
yeah,
I think Italy.
I get so tired of the fucking of the talk about the best clubs in the world. Talk about the best clubs in the world. I talk about football, and football is what I like to watch, and football is like what I like to see. And when and it's not you, Mo Master, all the time. You started in 2021. Shut the fuck up. No, but Mo Master and all you guys, it's more about living in the US. It's more about having to deal with hearing that soccer is a boring sport. And then you watch NFL for 5 hours with 1,800 commercial breaks.
Right.
And you're like, how is this not boring? But we get people all the time saying like, oh, what? I like soccer. I will like Manchester United, and that's all they want to talk about is one team.
There's a lot
or
more
the top
to La
team.
Liga than 2 teams, right? Like there are a lot of enjoyable teams to watch. Villarreal, Real Betis, Real Sociedad, Atletico.
Will they win the league?
Will
they ever win the league?
To me, the game is also about expression, and the way that the game is played in Spain traditionally is just much more expressive and beautiful generally. I would say the last 2 years have not been the best years for La Liga, and I think Serie A is probably the most enjoyable league to watch. There's no better team to watch right now than Napoli. I don't care what anyone
Napoli
says.
They're so good
awesome.
this season.
Awesome to watch right now.
Like, I love watching midfielders spray the ball everywhere. The midfielder on the 11th place team in the Liga is generally a better passer than the midfielder on an 11th place team, and it's just a different game.
Well,
it's to me, it's like La Liga at its best. Maybe it is just 2 or 3 teams at the top, but it's still a very, it's kind of like
different football. It's different.
It's different football. It's like I enjoy it for like the artistic, aesthetic elements of it. That is something that I can't always say about like a Crystal Palace game.
Yeah. Aesthetics wise, I mean, if we want to go there, then this season and last season, I'm a big fan of the Portuguese league. Some of these Portuguese teams, Benfica, I put money on them every single Champions League match they played, and I don't care who it's against because those guys are flying around the pitch and knocking in goals. You can't say, oh, this guy's gonna score. It's always different people. But all the way down to Braga, all the good teams. All the good Portuguese teams get their players from Braga, and then those guys go off to the bigger leagues. But there is good football
I don't view the
everywhere.
leagues that's competing with. Like, to me, they offer
different things.
Right.
Yeah, they offer different things.
And I still think, the passion in the Premier League, like the die for a slide tackle type like that. You see that more there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's why you gotta just abandon your family and watch everything.
I think we need to move on to Leeds United so the
All right,
grabber
let's go to
can
Leeds
wake up.
United so we can wake up the man
grabber.
in the mask, the man in the rubber mask.
That is scary.
All right,
He
John.
wants
We'll
to
move
play
on
the
to the
game.
next three.
He wants to play naughty boy.
No, where is this going?
Did you not see the black phone? Anyone?
No.
Mr. Tom? Did you
Mr.
see
Tom,
the black
talk to us
phone?
about your next three
Wonderful.
matches, Tom.
Wonderful. Right.
And
Right,
I
we're
can't
gonna win
put
against
black.
Liverpool, we're going to beat Bournemouth, and then we're going to win against Tottenham. Fuck them.
Thank you, Tom.
Fuck them. Fuck them and fuck them.
And sorry, Sparks, I can't do every graphic in black.
I think I'm going to, as a tribute to Mr. Tom next week, I think I'm going to try and just have it all black, man. I'm going dark screen, man.
So what do you guys think about that? So how many points was that, Tom?
You said all 9.
9. But in all seriousness, I'll quietly accept 3 from Bournemouth, obviously. But,
yeah.
You know.
I think you get 3 or 4. I think you get a draw either against Liverpool or Spurs.
I think there's a boardroom. I think you're gonna find there's a boardroom struggle at Leeds because I think the official Radrazon is gonna be very. I think he might be more eager to pull the trigger on Marsh than his co-owners at the 49ers. Let's just say.
Right.
Consider Marsh their man.
What are they up to? Are they up to like 37% ownership, or what's the split right now?
I think it's like 44 on that.
Yeah, it's in the 40s for sure. It may even be 49.
Not enough to trigger the buyout, but enough to be
have a
involved
say.
in, obviously.
At this point, would you prefer the Niners to just take over? Because I'm sure they have more money than. Anyhow.
Only really more so you don't get this bollock where you've got 2 halves that have significant interest in different and I don't know.
Tom, I'm gonna give you guys an earnest 4 points out of this, and your loss is gonna come to Bournemouth.
Thrilled.
Your loss is gonna come to Bournemouth.
Okay, I don't know how strong those beers that you're drinking, but they have definitely clouded your judgment.
Mark, look at Leeds United.
I
what have been
watch them every week.
have been their best matches this season? Their best matches were against Chelsea and Arsenal.
You're talking about a team that got 1 point out of both those matches. You're talking about a team that has 3 points. They beat Chelsea. I thought they drew Chelsea.
They beat the fuck out of Chelsea.
3-0.
I'm mistaken.
I wrote a poem about it.
Oh my!
No, but I'm telling you, the matches.
Tuchel rides the bus.
The matches.
It was
the
so
matches
musical.
The matches where they're having problems are when they come out feeling like, okay, here we go. This is the one we're going to get points out of. Let's go. And nothing goes in. You get a draw, you get a loss by some stupid goal. Then they come out. Nobody in the world expects us to do anything, and neither does this team, Chelsea, Arsenal, where I still believe we fucking robbed a store. We robbed an entire city by walking out of Leeds with 3 points. The second half of that match, we didn't deserve 1 point, to be honest. But those are the matches where nobody expects Leeds United to do anything at Anfield. And what does Liverpool fans and Liverpool as a whole club think? Liverpool at Anfield against Leeds United. Let's turn this shit around. Here we go. Just go in and do your job and we'll walk away with 3 points. This is a type of match where Leeds United could get 1 point. They could get 3 points.
I love the fact
Nottingham Forest.
I love the fact that Leeds fans and you want to ride that Chelsea win. That was back in August. All right, so that's getting to be ancient history.
Arsenal was fucking 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
I'm looking at their injury report, and I'm seeing Tyler Adams has the potential to be out. Rodrigo has the potential to be out. Sinistera has a chance to be out. Cooper has a chance to be out. Gilhart has a chance to be out. I mean, we're talking walking wounded here, and you expect them to get a point against Liverpool?
Sonny fucking Perkins.
Oh,
I'm looking past Liverpool because I think that's a win we've got in the bag. I'm more worried about the Bournemouth game. All right.
And Tottenham are just going to sit back and like, Leeds United are like perfect for what Tottenham loves to do. Tottenham are going to set up in a way that Leeds United and Jesse Marsh want to play. If Kane goes over the top and they score goals like on every single one of those over the top balls that Mo Master hates so much, then yes, they're going to lose. But if Melia can put in a shift and they can stop a couple of those, Spurs are going to give them.
That is such a big if.
Spurs are going to give them so much of the ball. And that's what we were doing. That's what Arsenal was doing. And we needed Ramsdale to have a shift and VAR to be on our side.
Yeah, I just
saying.
I don't even know. I don't see what you see. I don't see what you see.
Now, Mark, I am being very optimistic in that as well. And kind of taking the piss saying you're going to lose to Bournemouth. But the way their Leeds United season has gone, they are more likely to get points from Liverpool and Spurs than they are against Bournemouth. Prove me wrong. Tom, prove me wrong.
I completely
agree.
Am I
wrong? Tom, am I wrong? Leeds fans, am I wrong? There you go.
Oh.
All right, 5 Bournemouth players. I'm going to try 5 Bournemouth players.
It's hard to say.
I got it.
I can't do 5 Bournemouth players.
For fuck's sake,
Tom, talk.
Jesus Christ, and take off that goddamn mask so we can hear you better.
Nah, right. I'm sick
Put
of
your
this.
Tom mask back on.
What mask?
Tom mask back on.
What mask?
Can we let Tom fucking talk, please?
Right, I'm sick of this. We're playing well and getting nothing for it. I want to start getting something. Somehow. I don't care how, as long as we fucking get it.
Where's Tom? Why did it go to me? And now we see Mark. Mark sets the house on fire.
We need to start working our way up this table, and especially above that fucking yellow line. It's not good enough. And it ain't Jesse Marsh's fault that the front 4 can't put the ball in the fucking net.
Why didn't you guys get a striker?
They've got 2 of them.
Because we're stupid.
Maybe even 3.
No, they needed a buyer, a legitimate number 9.
You guys needed to get Maxwell Cornet. You guys needed to get fucking Edouard. Yes. You guys needed to get DCL.
Yeah, Edouard would have been a great pickup.
They addressed
Edouard
so
would have
many
been
different
fucking amazing.
issues.
Fucking Solanke off of Bournemouth would have been.
I know,
fantastic.
but they didn't get a 9. They're too, you know.
They got wingers. They got all wingers.
But they were hoping that Bamford would bounce back.
You can't. You can't hope. You have to be cynical about, you know.
Oh, I'm fucking kidnapped Patrick Bamford. That fucking prick.
Don't be saying that shit on our show. He's not. It was a joke.
You know, he's a lord, so he can have you arrested.
He's one of our 26 viewers right now. So.
Oh God, that would be awesome, Patrick. If you're watching, I hope you get back into form.
I like him, but you still, you know, you have to expect that he could get injured or.
No. You're right to say fuck Patrick Bamford right now because I don't care all the work you do off the ball. I don't care that Leeds' shape looks better when he's in there. I don't care that he pulls people off so other people can do shit. When you have the foot on your ball, the ball as a striker, or your head on the ball, put it in the back of the net. When you have a penalty, put it on target. Make the keeper make a save. Those are the moments where Jesse Marsch is pulling his fucking hair going, I'm going to lose my job because all these chances they're not even putting them on target, for fuck's sake.
We're going 1-0 up. We're going 1-0 up in games. Then Bamford gets put through on goal 1-on-1, misses, and then the other team goes down the other end and scores within minutes. Not good enough.
Exactly.
Troy Deeney. No, I'm kidding.
Well, you look at the Fulham highlights. I watched the highlights from the Fulham match. It was a 10-minute video. It was like 8 minutes of Leeds United highlights, and then 2 minutes of Fulham highlights. But they had like 3 goals or something.
The 2 goals, the one goal that they scored early was met almost immediately with an equalizer.
Yeah,
and then at that point, like it was there. Look, Leeds was lucky to get a 3-2 result out of the Fulham game, because who was it? Was it Somerville? Somerville scored at like the 92nd, 93rd minute. I mean, at that point, it just didn't matter, you know. And I think Bono. I want to address that. I think Patty is completely fit. Form-wise is a different question because he hasn't had enough time with Marsch.
Ugh, that old argument.
I'll stick with that argument.
What worries me about Leeds at the moment is we spent years saying, we had difficult starts, like we'd be starting against Liverpool, starting against Man United. This fixture list was perfect in the sense that we had enough games against teams outside of the Big Six to get off to a good start, and we haven't. And now we're paying for it because now we're playing many of the Big Six.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, I'll say this about Leeds, is that they're still fighting. They're still fighting. They're not getting the results that they need, that they want, but they still fight. And that Arsenal match was definitely an example of that. And where was it? Where is it here? Someone in the comments was like, name 3 teams worse than Leeds. Wolves, Southampton,
Bournemouth,
Forest,
Villa,
Bournemouth. Villa I would not put in worse than Leeds.
Villa's roster should be in the top half of the table.
They should be easily in the
Which
top
makes
half.
them worse.
And I'll throw in.
We haven't beat.
But that's not the issue. The issue is not who you've beat and who's beaten you. I think these teams are worse than you guys. So if anything, those are opportunities that just kind of slipped away. I think there's a lot of quality in Leeds. I just don't know what. I don't think there's a lot of chemistry, And I think when you lost Phillips and you lost Rafinha, regardless of what they're doing, these are players that you relied on in kind of a leadership role. And what I think is really missing out on that pitch is leadership. And I would say the same thing about Wolves. Wolves ditched Dendoncker. They ditched. They don't have Jimenez. They ditched Connor Cody, which was I'm choking on my own rage here.
Oh.
Oh, choking.
We shouldn't mention Connor Cody on the show.
He's going full Belushi on us.
I am disgusted by the way Forson has destroyed this team. I am disgusted.
Oh, look at Mark, always bringing it back to Wolves.
This was a team last year at this time. They were like in 7th or 6th place. There was talk of Europe. And then, you know what?
This is a team that
nope.
You guys
done.
did go to Europe a few years ago.
Is Wolves actually in the Premier League?
Gary. I like you, man. I bonded with you. We shared.
All right,
we shared
guys.
a bed
We only
together,
have
man.
10 minutes left to cover Liverpool and Arsenal.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're all going to win all your games, apart from Liverpool, who's not going to beat Leeds, obviously.
All right, let's go to Liverpool. Let's see what Liverpool is doing. Next 3 matches, Leeds United, Spurs in London, and then Southampton.
We need to get, if we don't get 7, I'm going to be very angry. We got to win against Leeds and against Southampton. We got to get at least a draw against Spurs. 9 is possible. I think 4 is maybe the minimum that realistically could happen, but we got to get 7.
I think you guys get 6. I'll give you 6. Southampton and Leeds. I don't know about Spurs. Maybe a draw on that.
I'm just saying in terms of trying to achieve top 4, I think they got to get 7 here. But yeah, I mean 6 they can get away with 6. But
How did you feel they
I think
played
that
the last
I think
match?
that Spurs midfield is hurting as well as ours. Like with Højbjerg, I think Højbjerg's been out. I think Romero's been out.
He's back.
They're both back.
Højbjerg was back, and I believe I don't know about Romero, but Højbjerg is back.
Do you have all your do you have any attackers coming back?
I mean, we don't have Luis Diaz coming back till January. I don't know about Jota.
Jota, I think, is still out. But listen, you guys are
perfect.
We
should have Nunez, Salah, Firmino.
We gotta look
Diaz
for all the
is
people
out until Boxing Day.
Listen, for all the people that give Spurs love,
Jota is not going to come back this season.
Spurs are a good team, but they play one type of football, and I feel like they can't get out of that one type of football. And you guys are perfect for them. I feel like. I mean, where it's like, okay, yeah, let us have these. You can have the balls over the top, and Van Dijk will sweep up. Hopefully,
if Romero's back and healthy, our forwards. If Romero is not back, our forwards should be able to expose that defense. I think he's the key for their defense. If he's back, maybe it's more likely a draw. I mean, I still think our midfield is an issue. I kind of hope Harvey Elliott starts ahead of Jordan Henderson for the rest of the year.
What a goal, right?
Oh yeah, that most certainly was.
His fucking goal was awesome.
Italy
midweek.
But I mean,
he doesn't play for Italy.
Could get 9.
No, the answer to my master's question. It's Italy.
He has a question.
Who won the World Cup in 06? Italy.
Italy, easy.
And
who is also not in World Cup 2022?
Yeah.
Crazy to think, right?
After winning the Euros. That's incredible, by the way.
Okay, guys. So what do we think here? 4 points, 6 points, 9 points.
I'm gonna say 7.
I'm giving them 6.
Generous of Chris to suggest the draw between Liverpool and Leeds if he's giving himself 7 points.
No, I said that you would get a draw either against Liverpool or Spurs, not against one or probabilistically. Which means you'll get.
He's just being nice. You switched that up, didn't you? Just to make Tom smile. Is that why you did that?
Now, Mark, this is the complete. This is a complete opposite of, or maybe not the complete opposite, but a similar thing to what I was talking about with Leeds United, where I feel more confident about Liverpool beating Spurs than I do about them beating Leeds United or Southampton. I don't think they lose to those teams, but I could see 5 points here where they beat Spurs, and I mean honestly probably 7 points. But I could see them drawing to either Leeds United or Southampton. That's what Liverpool have been doing.
The thing is, I can see Harry Kane getting away with another red card like last season.
It's coming up 2 a.m. I think it's time we put the link up, isn't it? I mean.
You want to invite some people? We still haven't done Arsenal. That's like a 45-minute segment.
Yeah, this is going over for sure.
He wants to end the show.
He's trying to take that mask off. He's like,
unrelated.
I should have put some baby powder in here.
How impressive is Newcastle with a 10-goal differential?
Extremely impressive. Ever since they brought in what's his name?
How many people?
The manager.
Eddie Howe.
That manager Eddie Howe has done a phenomenal job.
He's done amazing things with Joel Linton. He's done amazing things with Almiron.
Almiron's game is so beautiful right now.
But how important is a healthy Kieran Trippier to them? He is so much of what they do. He is so much of what they do.
Yeah. Yeah, I just
kept Steve Bruce.
All right, guys. Well, hold on, guys. Before we move on to the next one, we are coming up on the end of the show, the 2-hour mark. We will probably go overtime, but Mr. Tom is correct. It is about the time that we post the StreamYard link. So if any of you guys got any shit talking that you need to do face-to-face, Momaster, please feel free to hit that link and join us and talk to us face-to-face-ish virtually. There's the link right there. You can join in. Remember, only 10 of us can be on here at a time. There's already 6 of us with John. So if anybody wants to join in, come on in and we can talk. We're going to go through Newcastle for a bit and then
I'll stand tall on this one. Newcastle gets all 9 points. All 9 points.
Absolutely.
They are playing very well right now.
7. They'll get 7. 7.
Anyone else?
Chelsea might need
that would be a really good
but...
run if they get all 9 points. I just don't see that. So yeah, it's gonna be hard.
I do. I mean, look, at home they're really tough. That crowd is incredible. Yeah. You know, Southampton, I don't see them getting a problem. Chelsea's too inconsistent, although they are starting to bring it together. And Aston Villa is another inconsistent team. I see 9 points here. I'm gonna go with that, along with my West Ham prediction that these are two teams that are getting all the points.
I'm gonna go 6 points. I think they're gonna lose one of those, either the first one or the last one. So yeah, I find it hard to believe they're gonna go 5 in a row, go 7 out of 8 wins, no losses in 8. That's gonna be pretty. It's pretty strong.
Good. So they don't have Emery for that first match, Villa, right?
They do not.
No. He starts on November 1st.
Because his work visa isn't going to be ready.
He will organize them defensively, but if they don't have him to organize defensively, I think Newcastle. I think they pick up 7, possibly 9 here.
I'm calling 7. Yeah, 7. And I do think they'll beat Chelsea with 7.
Who do you have them drawing?
This Villa team stifled Man City.
I just hate fucking Chelsea. Fucking Chelsea can suck a dick.
Yeah.
I have a hard time because I like Najee very much.
Outside, because now I feel
Najee, like when you watch this, we do love you for sure.
Yeah, no, I have a very hard time. I love Najee, but Chelsea can suck a dick in a bad way, not in like a good. Oh, nice, getting my dick sucked. No, more of like a suck that dick, you know.
And for you kids that we met in Leeds,
he doesn't let them watch this show. He doesn't let them watch Happy Hour. I asked him. He said no, they don't watch Happy Hour. So anyway, well, guys, we got our first Stoop crew member who joined in, called in on the link, and he's puffing on a big old stogie here. Let's bring him on, John. All on you. This is Bono. Everybody, say what's up to Bono.
Rock and roll, guys. Hey, rock and roll,
brother.
Yeah.
How's the rest of you two going?
All good. All good.
The Edge,
just back from
the Edge is doing well.
How are you all? Yeah.
We're good. Is it odd that everybody asks about the Edge, but nobody asks about the rest of the members of the band?
Was it Larry Mullins and?
Oh, Chris would actually know. So you watch every fucking football match, and you know every band member in the world.
Larry Mullins.
You spend a lot of time with your wife, right?
Larry Mullins, Adam Clayton,
Jesus
Edge,
Christ.
and Bono.
It's fucking you too. They wrote.
I mean,
They wrote the
Chris.
Unforgettable Fire and Joshua Tree.
Just a real quick segue here, but I saw that the head of your guitar pass over the camera. What are you playing?
It's my
Guitar
daughter's
Hero.
My daughter's Lug.
Yeah.
It's a 3-string guitar.
Okay.
Your accents are lovely.
Your accent is lovely.
Your accent's is much better.
Thank
than ours.
you.
You should
I
hear my
like
Sean
yours
Connery.
better. This is the mutual gratification club. We're all going like, your accent is nice.
Your accent's great.
yours is
It's
better.
like me with,
We don't have an accent. What are you talking about?
You have such
Exactly.
an accent.
Exactly.
You know what we're missing? We're missing somebody from South
missing-
America.
we're
You know,
missing
Southern
Ben.
America, like going like, hello. What's that? Like Red Butler.
Twang.
Red Butler and
Well, if
Gone with the Wind. Go on, okay, boys. Get recruiting some lovely voices and accents from
Well, we-
down
we-
there.
we-
And
Well,
we could
ma'am,
invite
ma'am, if I may, just for a second now.
Well, hold
I
on a
don't
minute.
know. I don't know where you're coming from, but I do believe that you are looking for us. Now, yes, I totally understand. Now,
Jesus
I
Christ,
know,
second show,
I
please.
know, I
Is the
know,
show
I,
over? Are we backstage
I know the,
right
I
now?
know the
Where's
baby
Stoop
Jesus
from?
might have something to say otherwise.
You
Holy
sound like
Lord.
Foghorn Leghorn.
he is blessed and Leeds. He
Well, that'd be a lot deeper.
on his sleeve. Going like that, Leeds. It's got my country, boys.
Chad,
You have to do it. Because I'm no good at the accents. Okay, bye, honey buddies.
Bye.
Goodbye. That's very, very sweet. Can we
All
move
right.
on to Arsenal?
Let's move on to Arsenal because we aren't quite backstage yet. We'll get into all the accent talk when
I didn't
we
realize,
get.
were
when
we
get
backstage now or no?
then, yeah,
What?
it's good.
No, we're
It's good.
still.
We are
we're
not
still
at
rolling.
backstage. We are still live. So here we go. Let's go with Arsenal's next three matches. We have Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, and Wolves. A fairly tricky
0
schedule.
points.
What?
Win, loss, draw.
Win, loss, draw.
You guys
Win,
better
loss,
beat Chelsea. I don't want Chelsea. Like, we won't be able to handle Najee on the text chain if you guys lose.
That 95, God.
Oh, I think it'll be just
Arsenal have a
brilliant.
good record at Chelsea recently, but that's usually
do.
because it's end of season matches where Chelsea have nothing to play for.
That's not necessarily true.
That
Not
is
always
true.
end of
That's
the
very
season.
true.
It's not.
That's
Is
very
December?
true.
Is
Very
December
true.
end of the season? It's December end of the season because we beat them in December a couple
No, you
seasons
beat them
ago.
last year in about April when you beat them the previous season in about May.
In December, we beat them a couple seasons ago.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
Arsenal.
this.
So
Yeah, I know this
what
because we had
I'm
a
talking
terrible,
about.
a terrible October and November, and we basically figured, you know what, this is done. Season's
Okay.
done, and guess what? We played Chelsea, and we went on a run. So I remember that. So no, it's not always about the end of the season. It's
All right, all right. We let you clowns talk when it was your team's turn. Gary, I want you to talk me through this.
You talked for 2 hours.
I didn't say fuck all.
My goddamn
I didn't
show,
say
Tom.
anything. You were talking.
My goddamn show. I'll talk when I want to talk.
Bono.
Gary.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
sir.
There's Bono. Who's younger.
Shit. Fuck. Somebody woke John up. All
Someone
right,
get it.
Gary,
Get
talk
the
me
rest
through
of it.
this.
Yeah, I think we're gonna squeeze a win out of the Nottingham Forest just because basically our form has been terrible for me, anyways, in the last 5 matches. Not good, and we were looking to get a loss, definitely in at least 3 or 4 of the matches, and we finally did get one eventually. So hopefully the team is woken up from that, comes out and plays a lot better against against Forest, and then we have a midweek game right before Chelsea. So that's the one thing, right? That we have to win that. I don't think we want to go into having to play an extra 2 knockout matches against teams from the Champions League. So there's incentive to win that one, and so it's going to be tight going to Chelsea. I think we will probably be a little bit worn just from the mental drain of going through that little stretch there. But for me right now, I can see 7 points because I think worst case we can get a draw out of Chelsea, Just because, and we have that we have a EPL match right before the Wolves match, so I assume we're going to rest our team for that. So we'll go out of get ready for World Cup by having these guys rested, and hopefully they want to go out with a win. So yeah, worst case, I see us getting a 7 here. That's where I think it's going to be telling how we come out and play against Forest. I'm a little concerned that the team is going to, we've been seeing at least for me, I've been seeing the wheels kind of starting to loosen, it looks like, as we were moving along there. So we'll see if they can pick it up and wake up for this Forest match. So yeah, I got 7 points.
So Gary, you started to use a term, the wheels have started to come off, but I would not say the wheels have come off. I would say it was an energy thing. It was it's not the typical completely losing shape and the whole match is going.
But you could just tell, like for me, that second half against Leeds, we saw it, right. Second half we saw it against Southampton, right. Second half against Bodo, we saw it. I mean, we've seen consistently that definitely second halves we have not looked good at all. Right, come out really, really good in the first half, first 20 minutes. If we don't score, we're in trouble in for a long match, it seems. But we have opportunities to win. We've had opportunities to win and win big in certain games, and we haven't been able to do it. So for me,
Jesus cooled off a bit.
I think Jesus is right where he needs to be based on what he's done is like years with City. I mean, he's got, like I was looking at it today, he's got 8 goals and assists in basically a third of the matches he played for City. So, and he's played half the amount of time he played for City in the league. So he's doing more than he's had to do in past seasons, right? So he's doing well. If he can, if he doubles that and we get 16 and 16, so we get 8 and 8. That's basically what he did last season. But I expect him to get more. Of course, he's going through a little drought right now, but he's playing ahead of where he was with City, and that's what we were hoping for. And he does bring more than just his scoring, because I think he opens up the game, the field for us right now. With his movement, he does come back and support when he feels like he's out of the game. He'll come back and support the midfield and try to get things going, which we haven't had before. So he is bringing a lot more to us than just those goals and assists that everybody's complaining about.
Absolutely.
That is not a surprise to anyone, but they're just making it seem like that. He's not really a good finisher, right? But he does, for me, do a lot of work for us that we were missing from the guys up top.
A good finisher on your squad is he's out on loan in France right now. Do you think it would have made more sense to keep Balogun on the team and let Nketiah
it actually made more sense to go get a striker, not pay Nketiah. That's what it made more sense. Yeah. Let Balogun work his way up, because we want to see the same thing that happened with Saliba, right? Some players they need the minutes. He needed minutes.
I think he's up to 7 goals.
He's at 7. He's got more goals than Messi, or he did.
Needed the minutes.
So he needs minutes, and you know what?
And he's not going to get them in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Gary, something that with Jesus dropping off.
Yeah.
Listen, the first 5 matches or so, Jesus was running wild.
Yep.
Since then, it has completely seemed that every team's tactic to slow him down is to throw him on the ground. Yep. Get the foul, just don't get a yellow card.
Yep.
And so he's being pushed down all the time, which is a good tactic. I mean, it's the tactic teams use against Messi. Mm-hmm. Of like, take him down, don't let him get in any space. Yep. And Jesus is all over the park, so
I think about this. We saw
the
same thing with Saka, though. Remember Saka? He was just getting beat up. He was getting beat up because we had nobody else.
That's why you've seen Saka's goals and assists go up. Saka was doing nothing in the beginning of the season. Now Jesus is getting all the attention. Saka's opened up, assist, goal, assist, goal.
I think it makes sense for you guys to just. I think you need to add in January a little
Absolutely.
bit.
We have to, and it's not necessarily just it's because one, we are in a better position than anybody thought. So you should strike the iron while it's hot, right? We're don't waste these points that we've got, right? This is a lot of points we've gotten so far. I mean, we've dropped 4 points out of
we're nearly clear of relegation already.
Yeah.
Nearly.
Absolutely, but I don't want to say it. I don't see Arsenal spending any more money.
Yeah,
they think are. They 100% are.
You guys broke that bank this summer.
No, think about it. They just watched what happened in the last January window when they didn't spend. They just watched it. And you know what? The odds are that we will get an injury to one of our guys significant.
Oh, we're 100% spending a shit ton of money.
If you look at the odds, and if you look at the history, you need to bring somebody in.
You'll bring somebody in, but I don't see you spending. I don't see you spending because you spent in the summer.
Yeah. So we need to bring in somebody, and if we brought in one player, like a significant player in the last January window, we probably would have gotten the 3 points we needed to get in the top 4. We just needed one. We were missing one of 2 players that were significant to the way that we played, and by losing
last year.
No, and those same players are, and that's the. And
I think a better backup striker is needed.
What I would say about last year is that what you saw happen to Arsenal was because of inexperience, and now you have that. You have that experience.
We didn't have
Mark,
that experience.
Mark, you could totally be right about that, Mark. But as well, we got rid of 6 players in January and brought in 0.
They were all cancers.
No, not all of them. No. We sent out on loan players that it's fine to send them out. It's fine to get rid of all those players. But if you don't bring in anybody, that's fucked up. And that, to me, either we got to get rid of we got rid of the few cancers that we had, but brought in nobody, and then got rid of Ainsley Maitland-Niles and we sent out Reece Nelson as well. Players like that are solid backups for us. But right now, we are seeing that at the beginning of the season, in the preseason, Eddie Nketiah was on fucking fire. Him and Jesus were playing very similar styles of football. Every chance Nketiah has gotten this season, he's missed the mark. The one opportunity he gets in a game, he misses it by a mile or hits it straight at the keeper.
And to be honest,
we've seen that Eddie Nketiah is not good enough.
I think
no, and I completely agree, because I told you I said this on the show at the end of last season when they signed Nketiah, when they re-signed him, and then when they went out and got Jesus, that Nketiah was not going to be happy with that. And I think
he man up and fucking make a goal.
There is no way. Mark.
In his mind.
There is no way Nketiah believed he was the number 1 striker for Arsenal.
Not a chance.
There's no way.
There is no way. In his mind, I bet you there was.
No. You're definitely wrong. There is
no
way.
We can agree to disagree.
I'd like Arsenal.
We can agree to disagree, but guess what? You're seeing it.
But no, Mark.
Last season, at the end of last
hold
season,
on.
when he was
Let me ask you, Mark. How can a player that has not gotten a fucking sniff, that has started 4 matches in their career, think that they would walk into a season and be the lead striker?
Because it was his time in his
Yeah,
mind.
whose fucking time? You scored 5 goals.
You don't believe what you're saying.
No, that's not how the Premier League works. That's not how the Premier League works.
I think if
that's not how football works.
Moving on.
No, I hear your point, and I'm telling you, not a chance. The biggest problem was even worse than giving him money was they gave him the number 14 shirt. So maybe he thought that a bit more, but he was still going to have to fight for it. He was still there's no way we get rid of Lacazette and don't bring in somebody. Yeah, and then it's we're going to go into the Premier League season with 1 fucking striker. And it's Eddie Nketiah.
That's not what I said.
But that's what would have happened.
But what
that's what would have happened.
Is that Nketiah, and based on his play at the end of last season, which was pretty damn good, at the end of last season, if I'm not mistaken, and he re-signs, but then suddenly, and I do believe in his head, he's like, you know what, I'm going to get minutes. But instead they sign Jesus. He gets no minutes. And so when they do bring him on, he's just not into it.
There is no way he thought.
We've already heard you say that.
Yeah, but you keep doubling down and saying that he thought no. There's no way. No.
Okay.
No way.
Go, man.
I think
go. You guys can spend another $300 million in January and buy yourself a spot in the top four.
It probably won't happen in January, but you guys have the Canadian kid, Jonathan David at Lille, is like an Arsenal-made player. I think is the number 9 you guys should go after, but that's probably not going to happen in January.
He's awesome.
Hey, before we go on, Gary, where can people hear more exciting talk about Arsenal?
Yeah, so if you want to hear a little bit more from me and some friends, Mr. Tom is a regular on there. We got the trip on Mondays at 7:30, 12:30 a.m. for you guys across the pond, and then on Saturdays noon, 5 p.m. for you guys across the pond. Got a little show as well, so join us. Every once in a while, guys from the Stoop will come on. Lolo and Mark have been on there before, so yeah, join us then. Thank you very much for the plug. Yeah. Yeah,
that'll cost
Where'd
you $10.
Fearless Leader go?
$10. All right, guys. Well, this has been a fun, lively discussion. Glad Bono could join us so that we don't let him speak at all. But we will be here in the after party, kicking up dust, talking shit, and I will be on the Stoop tomorrow, and I am hoping to, after every single match, maybe send out a little video with my thoughts on that if I get to actually watch them and don't have to be, running the entire block party. But, guys, it's been a fun show. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Mr. Tom, he's like, I've lost 30 pounds sweating in this mask.
Is he gonna
guys,
look like
Final thoughts? Nothing?
They're worried about tomorrow.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween, and it was truly a real pleasure after missing last week to talk football with all of you.
Definitely.
Likewise.
Yeah, looking forward to the weekend. Like I said, I'm looking for NASCAR tomorrow. A lot of car wrecks. So that's what I'm looking for. I want to smile all day, laugh at everybody, so that we'll be okay going into Sunday. But yeah, looking forward to that. That's right. I'm happy to be on the show. So yeah.
Well,
nice one, Mark.
Oh,
nice
and I never gave my prediction of the next 3 matches. 9 points, Gary. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.